Hey everyone, it's Molly, and I cannot sleep because my house is haunted. I just got done saging my apartment because I had something touch me in bed last night. It was a ghost. This has happened before. The last week and a half have been the absolute worst. So last night I had this feeling. So I'm a stomach sleeper, and I felt something pressing against my back and then touching my leg, and I'm like, whoa, no, this is a ghost. This is a ghost. And I think it followed me home from somewhere. I don't know where, but ghosts can follow you home, especially from bars. So I had this ghost follow me home, and this is not the first time it's happened. So tonight I was smudging my house with sage, and something touched my shoulder, and then grabbed my forearm, and I'm like, oh no, and it like shut my door too while I was smudging the house with sage. Has this ever happened to you? Have you experienced paranormal activity? I want to know. I want to hear about it. Comment on the video, whatever. But I have had several other experiences with ghosts before. Like, I had a dog one time. It's not always a bad ghost, sometimes they are really good ghosts. But I had this dog follow me, probably from walking along a trail somewhere in Fort Collins. And one morning I woke up, felt like something was in my bed, like snuggling with me. I couldn't feel it physically, but I felt its presence. I know this sounds absolutely crazy, and feel free to tell me that I'm crazy. I don't care. But I woke up feeling like something was in my bed, and I'm like, maybe I'm just imagining this. Maybe it's not real, but I could feel this energy. So I get up, and it's early in the morning. I'm, getting ready for work and, walking back and forth down my hallway. And I cannot help but feel like something is following me on my left hand side as I'm walking up and down the hallway. And I'm like, this is a dog. This is definitely a dog following me. And I don't know what kind of dog. I couldn't see it, but I felt it just following me. You know how dogs always follow you? Oh, thanks, Roxana. I hope you don't think I'm crazy. Maybe I am. I don't know. But I felt this dog following me. It was a ghost dog, and because my Chihuahua Jack Jack was not at home when this happened, and so when I brought him home, the dog kind of realized, oh, this house is taken. I need to leave. It was a good dog. Um, Another time, oh, recently, so last Wednesday, no, Tuesday night, no, it was Wednesday morning. Last Wednesday morning, um. I had, oh my God, this was so freaky. Once again, I'm a stomach sleeper, so I'm sleeping on my stomach. And thanks, Roxana. I'm not crazy. Thank you. I think maybe I'm only half crazy. So last Wednesday morning, I wake up and I'm, sleeping on my stomach, and I'm like half asleep, half awake, and I feel um, um, on the right side of my back, I just feel something like laying on top of me. And at this point, like I felt it. It wasn't just an energy that I felt. It was like I felt it physically to the point where I thought someone got into my house, and I was like, holy crap. Like, I was scared to turn my head and look, and finally I got enough courage to look, and and then all of a sudden the feeling just disappeared. But it was the scariest feeling. And I talked to my psychic that morning. Yes, I have a psychic. And talked to her, and I asked her, like, was I just imagining this? Was it like, because I'm pretty sure this was a ghost. But like, what was it? Was it human? Was it animal? What was it? I was hoping it was another animal. And she's like, no. It was what she picked up on was it was a man in his 20s who was protective of me. He wasn't trying to be creepy, but he wanted to snuggle. And I'm like, oh my God, that is so creepy. Like, you know, I get that this ghost was not trying to be creepy, but I felt creeped out. So I smudged my house and energy went away. But then now I had another, like I was just saying a while ago, had another experience last night, this morning. It tends to happen in my bedroom. Like I'll wake up to ghosts in my bedroom. That's like the one room in my house that it happens in. And it's always whenever I need to wake up for work and my alarm goes off, or it's right before my alarm goes off and they wake me up. It is so, so creepy. So creepy. Marissa says, yes, I lived in a 110-year-old house. Yikes. The dog stared at the same spot all the time, and a friend's 3-year-old cried out of nowhere, started screaming about the monster in the same spot. Oh my God. We'd hear voices, and the sinks would. Oh my God, that is so creepy. I hope I'm not saying your name wrong. I think it's Marisa. Beautiful name. Marisa, that is super creepy. And not only can ghosts like stick around in like old houses, I mean they can be in new houses too, because they could follow you home too from anywhere. So I've been told, especially like from bars. Like if you love to drink, you love to go out, you love to socialize, there will sometimes be ghosts that follow you home from the bars, especially if it's like an old bar, like in downtown Fort Collins or wherever. And if they love that you're social and that you like to have a good time, then they will just latch on to you because they might be, maybe when they were alive, they were, kind of lived the same lifestyle. And then they'll follow you home. And that is super creepy. Georgia Harris says you can tell them to leave you alone, use your words out loud, protect yourself, especially in bars. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, yep, especially in bars. Sorry, I am just not finishing these sentences. But yes, Georgia, that is very true. And I need to buy some more crystals, but crystals, I am told, help as well. If you wear them, like if you wear them, if you don't just carry them around, but you wear them and they like touch you, then that helps as well. And it can be like quartz, or rose quartz, clear quartz, whatever. So many crystals out there. But crystals definitely help with keeping negative energy away. But I want to hear more story. Like, have you ever had paranormal activity? Have you experienced it? Have you had ghosts touch you? Um, and like I was saying a little bit ago, not every ghost that I've felt has been bad. A year ago, after my first Chihuahua passed away, his name was Buddy. Now, this was the first time I had ever felt a ghost touch me, like physically. And it always seems to happen when I'm like sleeping. It's so weird. But I was sleeping. I was like half awake, and I feel my dog, who had just passed away, feel him walking along the back of my leg. And I'm like, "Oh my God." Like it was so real, and it was great because he had just passed away and I missed him and I was grieving, and I wanted him back. And he used to snuggle with me all the time when I was a little girl. And oh buddy, I miss him so much. But that was the first time I felt a ghost, and lately I've just been feeling ghosts physically, and it is so creepy. Have you ever experienced that? Something else that Marisa brought up, I had a thought. Oh yeah, dogs, animals in general, and children tend to see ghosts and experience paranormal activity way more because I think they're just way more open. And as we get older and develop our egos, it definitely, we develop a, what was I Sorry, I lost my thought. As our egos develop and all that stuff, maybe perhaps some of us, we become way more skeptical and aren't as open to the idea of ghosts, which is totally fine. Marisa says obsidian and black tourmaline are good for wearing to protect from negative energy. Yes, I have heard that. I've also heard because I looked into getting some obsidian and I like held it because you can feel the vibrations of different crystals and it's different for everyone. But I held obsidian and I was like, whoa, this is like a really strong crystal. And so I didn't get it because I didn't like the energy that I was feeling. But I've heard that it's a very powerful stone for getting rid of the negative energy. So maybe I should reconsider that and get it, especially with the paranormal activity that I have been having the last week and a half. Any other crystals that that you have been using? I would like to know about them. I currently have, and all crystals have like different purposes, I guess. They have different qualities and characteristics um, for healing, different healing energies and all that fun stuff. But I have rose quartz and I have aquamarine, which I got in my stocking for Christmas. One of the best ever. Something else I really like for kind of creating a positive vibe in my apartment, which hasn't really been working. But well, no, it does work when I turn it on. My Himalayan salt lamp, because when the Himalayan salt heats up, it's supposed to like do something with negative ions. I don't know. I also got that for Christmas. But yeah, paranormal activity. It is so creepy. Another ghost I had in my apartment. He never touched me, but it was when I just moved into my home and I just felt I woke up again. It always happens when I'm sleeping or when I wake up. It's always in my bedroom. I wake up and I just feel this elderly masculine presence in my room, and he didn't touch me and it didn't feel creepy. It just felt like he was observing me. So, I wake up, get ready for work, and I just can't help but feel like I'm being watched by this elderly, masculine ghost. And, don't know what his name was. I don't have names for my ghosts because I'm not, I'm not that gifted yet. But so again, I asked my psychic, like, was there something there? Was this actually a ghost? And she tuned in and she's like, yeah, this is a ghost that's not interested in you, but he was attached to the man that was living in your apartment before. And before I even paranormal people are drawn to me. Yes, they are. Unfortunately. Um, so my psychic was like, yeah, this ghost was attached to the man that was living in your apartment before. So I'm like, well, that's weird because before, I hadn't even said anything to her about who lived in my home previously, but it was a man and his sister. And I don't know them personally. I just heard talking to one of my neighbors. There was a man that lived in my home before me. And so I'm like, okay, that's crazy. And my psychic was, yeah, this ghost will go away. He's not interested in you. And I'm like, cool. That is awesome. You can leave. And he did. So that was another very freaky thing. Roxana says every time I go to my cousin's house, they have a TV in the basement. Every time I go down there, the TV will turn on. Oh my God. And start feeling staticky, and I will try to turn it off. It wouldn't work. I'll be trying. I hear noises in the back, and I turn. No one's there. It's just me. I hear something, and I feel to see my cousin's picture of your cousin's grandpa. Oh, Oh God, that is all kinds of creepiness, Roxana. That is all kinds of creepiness. I hate ghosts. I hate them. They're so creepy. They are so, so creepy. But yeah, what are your if you have remedies other than sage, crystals, what do you do to get rid of ghosts? And also, telling them out loud to leave. I've been told when I sage my home, I'm supposed to say stuff like all light beings or light spirits may stay, angels may stay, because you want, like, if you have relatives that are around you on the other side and they're kind of around protecting you, watching over you, you want them to stay. Those are, they typically tend to be very good spirits, or your guardian angels, you want those to stay. But obviously you want the negative spirits to leave. So I've been told that when you sage your home or whatever space, you have to say, something like, angels may stay, light beings of light, spirits of light, whatever may stay. Negative spirits, you need to get the heck out of here. And so that's what I try to do. And you need to say it out loud. Yes. But yeah, super creepy. Ghosts in my house, always following me home, and it's getting to the point where I watch Investigation Discovery all the time and Forensic Files, and that gets me like paranoid as heck. So when I start feeling ghosts, like touching me, grabbing my forearm, touching my shoulder, trying to snuggle with me in bed, that gets me totally, totally freaked out. Totally freaked out. And I don't like it. I don't like it. So yeah, I've been saging my home very heavily. By the way, tomorrow I am going to be speaking with the Long Island medium, Teresa Caputo. Don't ever go to a cemetery. Oh my God. Yeah, that's probably a good idea, Teresa. That is a good idea. I should definitely not go to a cemetery. I kind of want to now, though, just to see what happens. See, I do this to myself. I do this to myself, apparently. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to be talking to Teresa Caputo tomorrow on the afternoon show. I think at like 5:30. I'm going to be speaking with her. So be sure to tune in to 99 on the Point, and you can hear all about the Long Island medium. She is actually coming to the First Bank Center, just FYI. That's why I'm talking to her. But anyways, I digress. Paranormal activity. What paranormal activity have you experienced before? Have you seen ghosts? Have you seen how do you experience it? Do you feel the energy, or do you like feel ghosts physically? Do you see ghosts at all? Ooh, that's another thing. So I'm really like in tune with animals, and it breaks my heart whenever I see roadkill, like even if it's a squirrel, I just like sometimes I'll just tear up and be like, "Oh, you poor little thing." And sorry, I'm reading comments. Um, so I'm really in tune with animals. And one time I saw this little, it was probably like a finch or something. We'll say it's a finch, a little brown bird. I was going for a walk along one of the trails in Fort Collins, saw this bird on the side of the trail. It had probably just died. Its body was still very much intact. Animals hadn't gotten to it. It hadn't been decomposed. So I see this little bird dead on the side of the road or side of the trail. And, as I approach it, I could tell it was dead, so I'm like, okay, get ready to help it pass on to the other side in case it needs help. Again, I probably sound like super loony and crazy, and feel free to tell me I'm crazy. I don't care. But I see this bird. I'm walking up to it, and I wasn't gonna touch it, but in my head I'm like, okay, like be prepared, set to help it move along to the other side so it can be happy. Well, as I approach it, you know how you walk up to a bird and it flutters away because it just like freaks out and doesn't want you there? Well, this happened with this dead bird, except I could like see its spirit fly off. Isn't that like that's nuts? That is like crazy. That is loony. Molly, you are insane. I'm Molly, by the way. Um, so yeah, that is crazy. But what have you experienced? Um, Tana? I hope I'm saying your name right. We used to have a spirit in our house. Three of us saw it. We built our house in 1988. That's a pretty new house. Um, I wish I knew how to say your name. Tana. Um, how you say you used to have a spirit in your house? Did you go to lengths to get rid of it? My connection is weak, darn it. Did you do something to get rid of it, um, or did it just leave? I'm just curious. Oh, hey, Julia. Thanks for tuning in. I have no Antonio, you need to go to sleep. You have school. Where's Antonio? That's hilarious. But yeah, how do you experience paranormal activity, if you ever have? Have you ever gone on a ghost hunt? I'm just curious. I am curious. Okay, my connection is weak and it's been 22 minutes and I need to go to sleep. But I am curious as to what your ghost stories are, so feel free to leave them in the comments